There comes a time in every life when the masks fall away, and the truth can no longer be hidden. Two master manipulators once thought they had you chained to an illusion. They relied on the version of you that admired them, respected them blindly, and placed them high upon a pedestal. That old version is the one they crave, but what they cannot grasp is that the old you has been laid to rest. The person who once gave endless loyalty, the one who excused lies and overlooked betrayal, no longer exists. That chapter is closed, sealed, and written in stone. They cannot drag you back into the web they spun, because the transformation you have undergone has forever elevated you to a realm their deception cannot reach. They sit in silence, replaying old memories, waiting for a door to open that no longer exists. They whisper in shadows, hoping your heart will soften into forgetfulness. But what they do not understand is that your spirit carries remembrance, not bitterness, but divine clarity. You forgave, but you never forgot. The betrayal shook your world. It was like standing on a bridge that suddenly collapsed beneath you. The people you thought were the strongest beams turned out to be hollow planks dressed as steel. And as the dust settled, you saw their true faces, stripped of masks, stripped of performance, exposed for what they really were. What unsettled them the most was your authenticity. They spent their lives curating masks for every room, bending themselves to fit each group, each circle, each crowd. Yet you showed up raw, unfiltered, unapologetic. You did not bend to fit. You did not paint yourself for approval. You were simply real, and that threatened everything about them. They could not stand your peace of mind, the way you walked with a calm spirit, unaffected by gossip or noise. They could not stand your resilience, the way you kept rising when life tried to break you. And in their hearts, envy brewed. Not because you owned more, not because you shouted louder, but because you lived free while they remained prisoners of their own masks. Their plan was simple: harness your light, attach themselves to your authenticity so that their falsehood might appear real through association. They wanted to drain your energy, siphon your confidence, and manipulate your trust. But the universe has a way of stepping in. The same spirit that gave you vision exposed their tactics one by one. The lies were revealed. The performances fell apart. The illusion shattered. And while your heart broke in the moment, something even greater rose inside you. Strength, discernment, wisdom that cannot be unlearned. They thought the collapse of trust would destroy you, but in truth, it became the very foundation of your elevation. You learned that betrayal is not the end, it is the unveiling. It strips away the fake so the real can rise. You walked through the ashes and found yourself carrying a fire that could no longer be dimmed. The manipulations that once controlled you now bounce off you like arrows against stone. And now their longing is almost pitiful. They crave the old you as if that person could somehow reappear. But the old you is retired, long gone, buried with the illusions. In its place stands a transformed soul who cannot be fooled, cannot be swayed, cannot be deceived. They wait for your return to that pedestal, but the pedestal has crumbled. You stand on new ground now, grounded in clarity, strength, and an unshakable knowing. They will wait until their final breath for the old version to reappear, but they will wait in vain. The reality is this: you are untouchable to them now. Your energy rejects their presence. Your spirit recognizes their intentions before their words are even spoken. You no longer fall for the rehearsed sincerity or the painted loyalty. They underestimated you. They assumed you would always be blinded by loyalty, always willing to overlook the red flags. But betrayal has a strange way of sharpening the eyes. What once slipped by unnoticed now shines like a beacon, and you can see through their masks with ease. Their greatest punishment is not your anger. It is your absence. It is the silence of your energy no longer feeding theirs. It is the void left when their games no longer work, when their power over you dissolves like smoke in the wind. You are no longer a participant in their theater. You are no longer a supporting actor in their drama. You stepped off that stage and built your own arena, and now they are left performing to an empty room. Understand this truth. The old you was necessary for your growth, but the evolved you is necessary for your destiny. You did not rise by accident. Every betrayal, every disappointment, every deception carved strength into your soul. The manipulators cannot comprehend this new version because they are trapped in cycles of pretense. They recycle lies, recycle masks, recycle strategies, while you continue to rise into authenticity and clarity. And here lies the victory. They wanted to harness you, but instead you escaped. They wanted to use you, but instead you broke free. They wanted you blind, but instead you now see clearer than ever. That is divine justice at work. So walk with confidence. Carry your new identity boldly. The old you may be missed by manipulators, but the evolved you is celebrated by destiny. And no matter how long they wait, they will never see that old version again. If this message resonates, let it remind you of your strength. You are not who you used to be. You are greater, wiser, freer. Subscribe for more messages of clarity and empowerment, and join me here as we continue walking this path of truth together. And now repeat this prayer with me. Dear God, anchor us in clarity so that no mask, no performance, and no deception can ever blind our eyes again. Grant us strength to walk boldly away from manipulation and stand firm in authenticity. Release from our hearts every residue of betrayal, so that forgiveness flows freely but wisdom remains intact. Surround us with genuine souls who carry light and sincerity, and remove every false connection that seeks to harm. Protect our energy, our homes, and our minds from those who operate in jealousy and pretense. Fill us with discernment so sharp that we see through lies before they are spoken, and stand unmoved in the face of deceit. Heal the wounds of disappointment, and turn the pain of betrayal into the power of elevation. Keep us aligned with destiny, never drawn back into the traps of the past, never chained to the illusions of manipulators. Let our lives be testimonies of resilience, proof that authenticity always triumphs over deception. May peace, strength, and victory be our portion forever, sealed and unshakable. Amen.